Hello, everyone. A new week and a new episode. Welcome to the Casually Serious podcast hosted by Abhinav and me. And today with us, we have a very special guest. And like every other week, we have special guests. This particular person is special to us is because this person grew with us in our school life and is very special to us in multiple different ways. And Abhinav is more of a fitting person to explain how Raksha has created such an impact on our lives.
Yeah, I think right before we began this podcast, I remember we were reminiscing a lot of the memories that we've gone through because we literally grew up. We grew up, and the definition "grew up" actually stands true because despite I think a very recurring theme of our podcast is us trying to embrace our culture of having born and brought up in Middle East, right? So the point is we grew up and we're yes, we have Indians in Oman, but then in retrospect, we just knew we can just relate with each other, being Indians and more importantly being in the same school.
Absolutely.
But what excites us and what really makes us happy is that the same friends that you grew up with, they're doing wonders across in different corners of the world.
Mm-hmm.
For that matter, Raksha is in Canada right now, and I think it really it's delightful to know that she's doing something else in Canada and that she's rocking it over there as much as she rocked it in Oman as well. Right.
Yeah,
so that's
right.
we wanted to purely bring her to the podcast to make sure to give her view of how the Canadian culture as, how she was able to fit into the Canadian culture and how the culture shocks that came along with it. Okay?
Absolutely.
And I think more importantly, I should really mention this really means a lot that you came. It's very flattering because I remember what kind of contemporaries the both of us were mutually. Because in every public speaking event, we were we were very focused and we were very, very hard.
We were rivals.
We were rivals, right? Exactly. We were yeah, I know. As in a huge deal of me beginning this podcast and me trying to develop a certain niche or whatever, however you spell that right, in public speaking is owing to the relentless to and fro battles that we both had and the debates that we both had back in high school and middle school. And I think it means a lot that you came. It really does. So, yeah, off to you, Raksha.
Yeah. What an introduction.
Before I begin, I'd like to say thank you, Fazil and Abhinav, for having me on this podcast. I know it's been a while, but I would like to say that it was not just me, it was y'all who made a huge impact on my growth as well. If I have any high school memories now, which I can recite to my kids at some point in future, it's purely because of y'all. Thank you for giving me all those memories. Like right now, a few minutes before the podcast, when we were reminiscing on those memories, I realized that had it not been for y'all, I wouldn't have had anything good happening. So thank you so much for everything. And thank you for being a part of my growth as well. And now for the introductions.
No one has thanked us this
Hello,
much.
everyone. I'm Raksha.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's true. It's true. Given our history in high school and everything, we've had so many memories together. So, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's everything.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you study, man? Where do you study? You got
How
the best
doing?
college. You're studying in one of the top colleges.
Please enlighten us.
I'm from University of Waterloo. Yeah. I'm not sure if you've heard of Waterloo, but Waterloo is typically the nerdiest place in Canada. So there you have another nerd on your podcast.
But
yeah.
I think Waterloo is a
in
pretty
terms
famous place. I think
Waterloo is very famous. Rest assured, everybody knows about Kitchener Waterloo. Don't worry. Everybody knows.
Right. No, because it's funny how everyone knows, because I myself didn't know till I applied. Anyways, Waterloo Waterloo is like known for its curriculum in terms of how you get to experience both work and study. It
Right.
doesn't go simultaneously, but like it's a 5-year curriculum where by the end of the program you have work experience worth 2 years, and that was one of the reasons why I chose this university for my vocational education, because I like the idea of making money and being independent while you're in college and having that industrial exposure. Like, no doubt it complements with what you're studying in school, and it goes so well. And that's one of the reasons why I chose
That's
this university.
surprisingly enough, that is actually a part of our question, and I really wanted to.
Yeah.
You wanted to
we
discuss
wanted
that.
to elaborate more on that. But again,
Yeah.
now that we are into this,
Right.
I want to. I think let's dig deep into this. Like, see, the thing is, from what my limited understanding is, it's a co-op program where you're able to work as well as
Yeah.
pursue your academics at the same time. One part of your semester is devoted to working, and one part of your semester is devoted to academics. So I think it's
Right.
very genius that you're able to get both the skills simultaneously at the
Both
same
at
time, and
once.
it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And you were working in Ford. You're working as a software developer in Ford, and I
Yeah.
think you were well on your way working in another company in a couple of months.
Yeah,
or something, I'm not sure.
congratulations to that.
Yeah,
Because it's
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way this curriculum works is like you're given 8 months time, 8 months of study to in order for you to set to the culture of college and skills, work on skills, etc. And after those 8 months, you start applying for jobs. And in Canada, we have trimesters. So like every year, there are three terms,
okay.
and these terms, they for engineering, like for my curriculum, my program in particular, we have after the first 8 months, our study term and our work term alternate with each other. Like every 4 months you're doing either a work term or a study term, so it's alternating.
Acha.
By the end of 5 years, you have work experience worth 2 years. And
Right.
one thing that's good with this curriculum is that the fact that you have 6 work terms to explore different areas of software or any other discipline that you're into. You have 6 work terms to get 6 different companies or 6 different types of experiences, 6 different exposures, and that's what makes it this valuable. Yeah.
correct.
Right.
And also these are paid internships. So I mean, for international students, it doesn't make a difference. But like for Canadian students, the amount they get paid, it's enough for them to fund their college entirely.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
okay. That's
all by
impressive.
themselves.
So
Yeah.
that's how much of a difference international students pay and local students pay. Is like there's a massive difference. That's what I understand. Yeah.
There's a massive difference. It's 3:1 the ratio.
Oh,
What? What?
Yeah,
That's
so
a
if you're-
lot.
If you're it's insane. If you're like a PR holder or
Yeah.
a citizen of Canada, and you're basically paying peanuts. If not, you're paying a whole meal. Yeah, it's quite a lot. It's literally like 3:1 ratio, but it's still pretty good for the fact that the money that you make by the end of your term, it suffices your living expenses in Canada. So like enough to get through a whole year of expenses.
nice.
Correct.
And
That's-
I think after one point, like your parents have to just fund your tuition, but other costs you can take them up yourself. Yeah.
Right.
So is this only
Yeah.
with the university at Waterloo, or is this?
That's co-op is rigid in Waterloo. Rigid in the sense like we have to go by the scheme, by the schedule that every alternate term you're either working or studying. But I'm aware that in other colleges it's a little more flexible.
Okay.
Flexible in the sense like you can choose to do your 2 years of study all at once. And I think like the minimum for college credits in other universities, I think it's 1 year and 8 months, 1.1. 1.75. Yeah. Whereas like in Waterloo, it's 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's this program has like a lot of different versions, different flexibilities across universities in Canada.
Right.
But Waterloo has great co-op connections and a lot of Waterloo has a huge outreach, a lot of connections, and a lot of other companies that specifically give priority to students from Waterloo over other universities, which
Right.
is
Yeah.
why I chose Waterloo. Yeah.
This is like a
Yeah.
perfect 5-minute advertisement for Waterloo University homepage. It's like a student.
No,
We need
but
to
all
get
given that,
we need
well,
to get
that's
funded
about
from Waterloo,
Waterloo, but
man.
like
We need to get funded from
for
Waterloo. We're doing
sure.
such a we're doing such a
Yeah, but what were we saying?
It's called Waterloo has this term. Waterloo has this term. It's called the MIT of the North, and for us
correct.
Indian kids, we call it the IIT of Canada. That's how difficult the curriculum gets. But like a lot of times, I always look back on my decisions and like the amount of hard work and the amount of efforts you have to put in during study terms. Sometimes it can be a handful and it can be a lot stressful than regular.
Right.
It's like having your board exams for 4 months, literally.
Okay.
Do you remember how things used to get stressful around boards? It's like
Yeah.
being in board exams for 4 months, and then you wait for co-op because that's like the only holiday or the pause that you get in your busy schedule. So I
Right.
think like in first year, that could have possibly been one of the reasons why I think I got a little off touch with my friends from high school, including y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Makes sense. Yeah, but before we dive in deep about
Priorities, I would
the
say a little of. Yeah.
sorry, just that's it. I think there's a little lag on the internet connection.
Yeah.
That's the reason. That's the reason.
Yeah, I can feel it.
But you were saying, please
Never mind,
continue.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I was saying both priorities, and I think like there's also this weird pressure which is not coming from anyone. It is you putting it on yourself because everyone like I said, because this is the IIT of Canada. Obviously, the ones who made it to the university are people who were the toppers in their class or in their
Right.
school or in their batch or whatever. So the brightest minds, and when I say the brightest, these are people who already have their startups, who have already had work experiences and internships with big companies and all. They have like some next level programming skills and industrial experience which you haven't had yet because you're in Middle East. So it's
Right.
like there is this weird pressure that builds up and a lot of other things which I guess just add on.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll dive in deep in that. There's a lot
Yeah.
to talk about that. But I want to ask you,
Sure.
what are you particularly
Yeah.
pursuing in University at Waterloo? I think we haven't addressed that yet. So what are you doing at University at
Yeah.
Waterloo?
At University of Waterloo, I'm currently in computer engineering. And computer engineering is basically, it is kind of like India mein kaise there is electronics,
Right.
ENC, electronics and communication.
Yeah.
So wahan pe they don't have electronics. Rather, they have a mixed discipline called ECE, electrical and computer engineering. And then
Okay.
there's a split after fourth semester where computer engineering is different and electrical is different. But like computer engineering is kind of like the middle ground between electronics and CSE, computer science engineering. I think that's what software engineering is called in India.
Oh,
Correct.
wow.
I can address from my end also if like I can weigh on this. Basically, there are a
Yeah.
lot more digital circuits and a little more the hardware-oriented courses dealing with computer engineering because
Courses. Yep.
and computer science has a lot more software engineering, which she just mentioned. So
Right.
that's where the bifurcation is with respect to the
Right.
both these streams. Yeah,
Right.
makes sense. Yeah.
Both these streams, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a separate software engineering discipline either, but I think I'm not really I'm not 100% sure on what their curriculum delves into, but it's more into robotics and those sort of stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
And then there is also mechatronics. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
Right. But
Yeah.
we have a lot of topics to discuss specifically to the college and the other things that you've already mentioned. You already touched a little bit of those.
Cultural stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But give us a little background of your school life. From how has school life helped you, and how participating into multiple co-curricular activities and school activities have eventually developed a personality for you that may or may not have made you ready for getting into Canada.
Right.
And so give us a little reflection on that.
Yeah.
In terms of how school life has helped me in Canada, I guess I would like to say that a lot of the things are different. So school life does complement with how things go in university, but in university, when adulting hits, you realize that it's not as flexible, or it's not like you can't take things as granted as you could in school. In terms of how co-curricular had helped, well, with co-curriculars, like there was always that thing where you have to multitask between your activities, and you have to make sure that you're up to date with academics, etc. So when I first went to university, the only thing that I was doing was just academics. There was no need of multitasking as such. But what helped is the fact that I knew how to take on a lot at once. So I was okay with the volume that was being thrown at me, because given what I used to do in high school, I would end up with that volume of work. So I was okay with having a lot of work. So that's how it helped me get used to the switch in the volume of academics. And besides that, I think it also contributed a lot to my social skills. Like, one thing that helped me get through being homesick is making friends, talking to other people, sharing my feelings with them, and understanding what they're going through as well. I think given the distance and the time difference, being away from home really hits you hard, especially when things may not be going great at school.
Definitely.
So what helped me is talking to people and trying to acknowledging the fact that I'm not alone in the boat. Like, a lot of us were rowing the same boat. So yeah, that's how school helped me.
Right.
I wanted to ask you something, and I think it really hit deep when you mentioned, it really hit deep when you mentioned
Homesickness.
homesickness, because I know, as in I've mentioned this time and again in our other episodes as well, that we're coming from Oman, which is an unrecognizable country. Within Oman, we are coming from Muscat, which is again a very small
very
city.
protected harbor.
Yeah. And like I mentioned, the city is so small that everybody knew everybody. Like, everyone knew each and every person. Like, we grew up with the same classmates from first to 12th grade, right? The point what I wanted to ask was, like, roughly everyone knew everybody. Like that's what. Like, I can say there's at least one memory associated with each and every person in ISM.
Yeah.
So what I want to know, what I wanted to ask was, knowing what you know now and what you could have done then better to really have tried. Like, there's a pressure to fit in, right? And there's a pressure to fit in when you're at the same time trying to maneuver homesickness feelings. Knowing what you know now and what you could have done then, what would you have changed any differently? Because this is something very thoughtful to ask.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think homesickness, it hits in a very very different way. Like, ways will happen, but at the same time, everyone's mentally prepared you for this, that ye sab hone wala hai, you are going to get homesick, things are not going to be the same there, you're going to miss your friends and blah blah blah, you're going to miss your parents. For me, I don't know if it's because I'm the single child or something, but my parents are my best test buddies, especially my dad. Like, I'm so close to my dad. For me, my dad's more of a sibling than he's more like a sibling than a dad. And my mom too. Like, she's an incredible woman, and I think everyone feels this way
Shout out
about
to
their
Raksha's
parents.
parents.
But yeah, I was.
Yeah, I think
Shout
I
out to
think we
mom and
should
dad.
we should say I think we should say how involved Raksha's parents were, and I remember like they're very involved and they were very passionate for Raksha and her friends as well. And like I remember in every hangout we used to not only see Raksha, we used to see her parents as well.
Exactly.
And they were like it
Exactly.
was like so fun because like we could hang around with auntie as well at the same time. And
It was like three friends
chill.
coming
Oh, you're talking
together,
about, yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's like yeah, it's good. There was we had that whole
Yeah,
camaraderie
they were.
going on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, given that I'm single child, they've always been super protective of me. I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm a single child or would they have done the same to my if I had another sibling, but they're just very protective of me. Yeah,
Right,
so I would miss them a lot, and I think like it hits you hard when you're talking to the local students and like you're discussing about how hard something is or how easy something is and blah blah blah, and you're just having like a casual conversation, and then they mention something like, yeah, this
Going back
weekend when
home.
I'm gonna go back home, when I go back home, I'm gonna ask my mom/dad how to get this done, and then maybe that might help me, and blah blah blah. And when they say that, I think like that's when it hits you hard that
Right.
home is not a 2-hour drive from where you are.
Yeah,
Especially-
I feel that.
The fact that they can,
Especially from where
Yeah.
we came, it was so convenient to reach each other's houses. I'm like, I can reach to Fazil's house like by walk. Raksha's house, I think.
Literally.
By bus, I can reach right now. Like I can just reach your
Yeah.
house right now. So it's very convenient, right?
It's convenient.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
so it hits deep when somebody says, I'm going back to my
Going
house
home.
right now,
Right.
and I'm like, and then
Yeah.
meanwhile they don't understand what kind of emotions we are going through.
Yeah.
I'm like by the road, like
Yeah.
I feel like to cry right now over here. So
Yeah.
that was very
Oh.
it was important. I
It was
think
important.
adding to the homesickness is like now that I realize you are an independent person of your own capacity. So like how is it in terms of you trying to really balance out day-to-day activities? We don't come from we come from a position of privilege in some areas. I do want to admit that. So like we've not been told
Definitely, yeah.
we need to do household chores. ये झाड़ू पोछा करने का ये सब कुछ सीखा नहीं हमने.
Yeah.
मतलब we haven't done that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It was done for
I
us.
know it was done
मम्मी
for
सब
us.
करती थी.
है ना? Yeah, that's what. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you being I know that you are on your way, if not better on your way, if not already in
Right.
that position of
Right.
being, an independent person of your own capacity. How is it like what goes in your head in trying to get everyday things done right now?
Yeah,
Like,
just
cooking
how you
food.
tackle them daily.
Yeah, cooking food, trying to get your these your garments sorted out and all, like something like that. Yeah.
The laundry, the cooking,
Laundry. Yeah.
cleaning the place,
Yeah.
the maintaining the relationship with roommates if you stayed in dorm.
That
Stuff. It's small things, but those are important. Yeah,
it makes a big deal. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
It does, definitely. So I would say that these things that you all mentioned, I experienced it maximum after my residence wala life. So when I was in university in first year, and only in first year, because after that everything's been offline. Yeah. But anyways, first year mein, it was like we were on campus. So
Right.
on campus things were theek. Things were okay in the sense
हाँ.
कि meals के लिए तो there is नीचे का canteen,
Right.
and then also the style of housing in Waterloo, it is like I gave preference to having roommates in my room as one of the top things, but then they do this matching process and something based on what questions you've answered, and they for some reason thought I was a very introverted person. So they gave me a single room. So single
Okay.
rooms are like these छोटे cubicles.
Right.
It is, I would say it is like as good as अपने ISM का classroom, 1/4 of it. So that chota cubicles where you
Oh.
have like one desk and one bed.
Ah.
1/4 of that. So one desk, one bed, and wall mounted cupboards and
Right.
a mirror to dress
Right.
up and all. So it was like in terms of adulting, itna, like I think like the max I would have to do is putting my own clothes for laundry. यहाँ पे मम्मी सब करती थी. वहाँ पे
Right.
I would have to like carry my clothes in the laundry basket and go and climb 2 floors down because my residence didn't have elevators. One, like I am aware that there
Ooh.
were
Okay.
campus buildings जहाँ पे elevators होते हैं. They were 8
Right.
floors बड़ा. So ours was just 3 or 4. So we would have to climb downstairs. So, carry that heavy
So you didn't
bucket, put
share
it in the
rooms.
washing
You
machine,
didn't
take
share
it back
rooms
and
with
all.
roommates or something. You were there individually, right?
I didn't have to share my space with anyone, but we shared washrooms.
Okay.
And washrooms, I think like sharing washrooms was it was okay initially, but after
Mhm.
it was not okay. Initially, it was kind of uncomfortable, but after one point, you get used to the idea. So
Right.
over there, we didn't have co-ed floors, but like a lot of the girls, they did call their guy
Ah.
friends to their room, their boyfriends to their rooms,
Acha.
and then sometimes unke boyfriends would use our washrooms, and our washrooms ke shower rooms mein there were just shower curtains as doors. These were not proper doors. There would just be a shower curtain. Okay.
Okay.
So there have been times when I have showered in the washroom and there's been a guy right outside on the other side of the curtain.
Right.
So
Right.
like I think initially it was a little uncomfortable, but after one point you get used to it. So that was okay.
Huh.
That was like the most. I think that was like the max I had to share a living space with. In
Right.
terms of independent living, that happened after first year, like when I had my first work term after the first 8 months. And that time I moved to this whole different city because we weren't sure if we would have in-person work
Right.
anytime
Right.
soon. So I moved to a different city.
Right.
And when I moved there, I was living with this Indian family in unka ghar. They made their ghar kind of like a PG. So I learned how to cook, etc. over there.
Uh-huh.
And that's when adulting hit me
Damn.
because like A, the pandemic was happening. B, my mom was going to come to Canada and help me settle down. And for some reason,
Right.
I was looking forward to it. But because of the pandemic, that didn't happen.
So for the most part of the pandemic, you were in Canada, from what I understand, right?
Learned new things, adaptation and all.
Yeah, because I remember I
Yeah.
follow Raksha on Instagram, and we'll have the links there in the description. But I saw her story once, and she was cooking paneer roti and some sort of kathi rolls or something. And I was like, "Arey, wow, she's having best of her life, best time in her life." I was like, "This is great." But yeah, that is something I.
No, it's like
Go ahead.
it's like when you're learning cooking for the first time, you want to go all master chef and try next level things. Like, once you get 2 dishes right, after that you just want to go all out experimenting things,
Right.
and that's what I was doing.
So now that we spoke a few things about, very detailed, in fact, about the few things that how curriculum works in University at Waterloo and everything, what is your opinion on this? It's a question on your opinions, so completely. But what would have been different if you would have picked India as your as a location for your computer science studies or computer engineering, for that matter? How do you think it would have impacted your career now versus what it already is?
Yeah.
Okay. Had I picked India for my vocational education, I feel like it would add to my competitiveness. Given that I'm naturally a very competitive person, I'm sure that it would have, being in India, would have added to the competition. It's not like I don't feel any lesser competition in Canada. I feel that the most, especially now that we're applying for jobs, etc., and
Right.
internships, and there's crazy competition there. Given the fact that the stuff that we do now are stuff that they've been doing since 8th grade and like
Right.
much younger ages.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure I would have, but I'm pretty sure that in India the competition would have been more, given how talented the Indian crowd is. They are very, very, very talented and very hardworking and very
Yeah.
ambitious as well. So I would have definitely put the pressure on myself to match up those ambitions to some extent. But I'm glad that I chose to do this through Canada, for the fact that I was able to have this experience of having a paid internship, because I'm aware
Right.
that in India the internships are not exactly paid. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
It's
it
up and
did
down.
feel good to
Yeah.
make your own money. And yeah, it feels good to make your own money. And like working at Ford, I'm not sure if I would have gotten a similar opportunity in India, but working at Ford has
Right.
contributed so much to my own personal growth, and both career wise and even in terms of even professionally. I may or may not have missed that out in India, but I think like yeah, that's how it would have been different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So from what I'm understanding, the major reason of you picking university at Waterloo was a choice for yourself because of the opportunity you got alongside with it. So let's say if it wasn't, if the same
Yep.
university with the same curriculum or the way it works was in US or was in any other country for that matter, you would have picked the university over the country.
Uh-huh.
Or was the picking of location of Canada it was a part of
Uh-huh.
was the part of you going to Canada an important decision, or was it solely based on the opportunity you get through university at Waterloo?
I think like me going to Canada, the major thing is the major deciding factor was definitely University of Waterloo. Had there been a similar curriculum in India where every 4 months you're having a work term and it's something that adds to the credits, etc. I may have given it a thought or consideration, but I think like
Right.
when it came to making college decisions, my parents for some reason were I was open to anything. I honestly was open to anything, but my parents, I think for some reason, were leaning more into abroad education, because they always wanted
Yeah.
me to go have that global cultural experience, like not just in terms of the curriculum, but they wanted me to be experiencing global they wanted
Just
me to
being more
experience
independent. Yeah.
diversity and
Yeah.
understand the global culture,
Right.
understand the world better, basically.
For you, I'm very glad that you have made a conscious decision of moving to Canada, because I think the whole prospect of experiencing an intercultural experience, like having people coming from Quebec or any other country,
Different
or
parts
from
of the world. Yeah.
Right.
different parts of the world. I don't know why Quebec came in my mind, because we learned French and all, right? So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, yeah, we from people from Asia, people from Singapore, and whatnot. Like, I think in India,
Yeah.
perhaps the crowd would have been limited to only people from that location, or only people from the neighboring states.
Right.
Most
Yeah.
possibly, if you're not getting a college of good merit, you wouldn't get any of the global exposure. So I think you have made a very good decision with that case. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I was completely unaware about the paid internship. Just the internship part. Forget the paid internship is like a cherry on the cake almost, And yeah, and just the
Yeah,
internship part is something. Even for students coming from US, it's a thing. If they get an internship affiliated with school, it's a big deal. especially for the international students. And I think I'm not sure how many people know this the way how the co-op or whatever the term is to say that 3 terms in a year or something. But I don't know how many people are aware about it, just in general, And I
Yeah.
think and it's important to address.
Yeah.
It's not the country choice that comes always at the first.
It
It's
is for sure.
yeah, it is also the university and what they offer. And so that was great. That was
Right.
great
Right.
insight. That was great insight.
Actually, the country does matter as well, because another aspect we were looking at was immigration.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
as you know, that
Everybody thinks
Canada
of
is
it.
like known to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, immigration is definitely something you do give a consideration when you're thinking about college and post college
Right.
career, etc.
Exactly.
So, given Canada, how accepting they are to people from other cultures and other countries, I think that was one of the other reasons why we chose Canada
Right.
and Waterloo specifically for the program. Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough. It's good.
That's-
It's a very good decision because the present situation is like more and more people are are more aware about Canadian PR. I think ever since the lockdown happened, so like you jumped on the bandwagon right before like everything just happened. You're like, yeah, this you just came along with it like a long time back.
I chose Canada because I know that this is where my future, like for
My
at
future
some point
lands
in
here.
future, if I hit a low, they
Yeah.
will take care of me. Yeah, they will take care of me. Yeah.
Right. They'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But coming to
Yeah.
the choice of Canada, what are your future plans after you graduate from University at Waterloo and finishing your degree? What are your future plans? Maybe just in Canada or maybe just in general.
So far with the way things are going and how far I've progressed in my undergraduation,
Right.
I feel like I'm sure that I probably wouldn't pursue masters. In Canada, there is this other thing called PEng. It is an exam that you give after your engineering degree, which gives you the license to be called as an engineer professionally.
Uh-huh.
So my future course of action would be probably preparing for that exam,
Right.
and then settling in Canada. And in terms of jobs, we'll see. Future's kind of difficult to predict,
Yeah,
but it will mostly
especially
be in
now.
North America. Yeah.
Okay.
But the reason I mentioned North America is because I'm not sure if, given like the industry I'm in, as we know, US is definitely a dream destination to work when it comes to software development. So,
For sure.
so I'm not sure if I would go to US or not, but North America is the plan for now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Is the flexibility. I think if you're employed in a very good company, the flexibility of going, and there are a lot of companies like already established in US as well as in Canada. So I
Yep.
think the to and fro is like it's convenient.
Very
but I think
flexible. Yeah.
It's
I
convincing.
can
Yeah.
I get
It's closely in
the
it. Yeah.
I get your thought process behind it, because like why North America in general. So like you it's, the flexibility is very
Right.
convenient, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So
Flexibility is convenient, and a lot of the companies are very closely knit. Like most of the
Correct.
US based companies have branches in Canada. At the same time, the Canadian startups, etc., they have their connections back in US as well. When I say
Yeah.
US, it's mainly California and Boston. So yeah, that's what makes it flexible, like Abhinav mentioned.
right.
Yeah.
And before we end the podcast session, what is one piece of advice or a takeaway you would like to give to the young audience, especially making a decision for themselves, picking different colleges or picking different countries and finding the best place that could pursue their education? What is one piece of advice you would give
Right.
from your side to them that this is something you should consider before stepping into
I would
anything?
like to, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, everyone's a general advice which everyone would always say is that make sure that whatever choice you make for yourself, it is something that you know you want, and it is something that you know you're interested in, blah blah blah. But at 18, at 17, no one really, not a lot of, like, many people do, but not a lot of people really know what they want from their life. So the only advice that I would give youngsters is,
We are talking
don't
about ourselves
worry,
also now.
just hang on.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes, pretty
Yeah.
much. Like, I know that maybe at some point in my future, I might be doing something completely different from what I'm learning at the moment. But there's one thing, like, whatever decisions and whatever choices we make today, it will affect our tomorrow, but it doesn't have to permanently affect our tomorrow. So all I'd like to say is that at some point in future, if you decide that maybe this is not what you want to pursue, there's
Right.
always room for taking a different track,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't think it's a dead end. Yeah, there's always ways you can make a road and open that dead end. So yeah.
Right. Right.
Basically,
Yeah.
we do not have to punish the choices that we make when we were 18 or 17 or whatever. So I think there's always like perhaps there's always there's always a conversation that everybody has with themselves, that is this major what I'm pursuing up for me? You'll
Yeah.
be thinking, is computer science up for me? Is
That
architecture up for
happens
me?
every point.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like unless like you would have a conversation with yourselves, but I think like trying to hang in there is such an important thing, because I know a part of everybody
Yes.
like moving to a different culture would have thought about dropping out. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
Everybody would
For
have thought
sure.
about.
I did, yes.
I know. I think it's a dark phase everybody has. I know everybody doesn't speak about it. It's just that once they're like once they're really up with the person and they can really speak with it, that's when they really open up and say, I had thought about dropping out in my first year. I know everybody thinks about it. And every international student says this.
It does.
So
It's true.
Yeah.
I think the whole perspective of hanging in there is so important. It was you hit
It
the nail
is,
right.
for sure.
Yeah. You put that very well.
Yeah.
And also like it is important that well, this might be difficult for some people, but like it is really important for you to make sure that you have companions in your journey. Make sure like you have people with you who can help you grow through that, who can help you take on the journey together. Because if you don't,
Right.
then doing it all by yourself, all alone, is
harder.
so much more difficult than you can imagine. You need people. So personally push yourself and make an effort to socialize and talk to more people, because you never know, there might be another individual with whom you'll click, and that person
Right.
will be the reason why you're sane after one point. So yeah.
Yeah. Or you could start a podcast like us and invite them. Yeah, I was just kidding.
Very true.
But thank you, Raksha, for enlightening the very 50 minutes with us. And it was great conversation, I must admit.
Yeah.
And great insights, and lot of things unexplored I was unaware about, but we explored that very well today. So thank you for sharing that information. And looking forward for more.
Before we end, I want to personally appreciate that. See, once oftentimes we do not remind ourselves to hang in there unless we get to know it from a podcast or someone else telling it to us, right?
Absolutely.
I think that was so important, just trying to say hang in there. And especially for an international student, whoever is watching this, it's important to just say hang in there. I wish somebody told us this. I really wish somebody told us this.
Right.
And I think hopefully whoever watching this could really benefit out of the discussion that hang in their part. At least the
For
whole
sure.
perspective of just pushing yourself, hang in there, and just make sure that you will get through the rest of the
Right.
the whole
The journey.
prospect of finishing the
Yeah.
degree. So yeah.
Yeah.
Last and
So-
final, I just want to thank you once again. Thank you once again. It's really flattering that you came. Like on
Yeah,
2
really.
weeks' notice, we are coming back in touch after like 2 years, and then within 2 weeks, we're like, dude, let's come
Yeah.
come over.
It was very sweet of Raksha to accept our invitation
Yeah,
instantly.
that's good.
Right. Right. Thank
You
you
guys
so
are being
much.
So humble. No, I would rather say thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me this chance to share my experience.
Yeah. And we sure will share this video to Waterloo. I think they'll be so proud of you now.
We need to get sponsored. We need to get
Right.
sponsored now.
Right. But yeah, everyone.
Please cut down my facial.
Right, but everyone who's watching this video, thank you for watching and staying along with us for the 45 minutes. And we'll see you again next week with a new guest. Until then, goodbye and thank you.